just like all of our credentials that we store in TechIDManager use zero visibility storage, the shared password vault that we are putting out will also use zero visibility storage. We are storing and enabling you to share credentials that we cannot read. We don't keep any of the keys. We never have access to the keys. The keys are solely yours. You're the only person that can see that. That leads to this type of organization. So that's the foundation. And you'll see that foundation sticking its head through in a few specific areas of the sharing and the way that these things work. So we're going to talk about, in TechIDManager, there's going to be a new tab that looks like this. You're familiar with the Manage Passwords tab? There's a Users Password tab where you can store user passwords. There is coming this weekend a Vault Passwords. These are passwords that are here, some of which I can read, like this, Martin is awesome, and some of which I cannot read because this vault credential is not shared with me. I can see that it exists because it's important to know that the information is there, but I can't see it. I can then go to a manager and say, hey, I would like this information. This comes from working in an MSP and knowing that in a password vault where you can't see that the information even exists, lots of technicians will then duplicate the information. We talked to one MSP and they said, yeah, we have this nice password vault by vendor X, but when you hide a credential from someone, you hide all of it. You hide the fact that it exists, you hide the values of it, you've curtained off all of it. Well, that leads to a situation where MSP techs will go to look for a credential that they need to access something. It won't be there, so they will then reset, put something new in the password vault right beside where the other one is that they can't see, and then all of a sudden you end up with 2 entries for access to something. And then a third tech comes in who can't see it all, so you make 4 entries for the same thing. You don't know which one is the correct one or which one to use, and you get this proliferation of credentials because people don't know that they're there to ask for them because you can't see them. So since this password vault is specific to MSPs and technicians access to stuff that they need to find, we're going to show technicians can see that it's there, but they cannot access it cryptographically because they don't have the key for it. So there are vaults and there are credentials in vaults. So Vault A here has these 3 credentials, Vault B has these 2 credentials, and Vault C has this 1 credential. You can lay out the relationship between credentials and vaults in any way that you want. You can have one credential per vault, or one vault that specifies these are firewall passwords, or these are Joe's Body Shop passwords. Totally up to you. In addition to that, we have a separation of roles between managers and technicians, just like in the rest of TechIDManager. Managers are the ones that still determine who can see what, who has access to what, and who gets rights where. That continues on in the password vault. The manager cannot see their credentials. This is because we can't see their credentials. The management console, the management interface, they can't see credentials. They can't see the values. They can see that they exist. They can organize them. They can create them. And they can request that techs share vaults that the technicians have access to with other technicians. So there's a workflow around saying, hey, Joe has access to the vault, Mark needs access, and the manager, who's Emily, could say, hey, Mark, share this vault key with Eric or Joe, whatever names we used. I forgot the names used already. So then Joe will get a request. Inside TechIDManager on his screen will pop a request that says, hey, Emily has requested that you share this vault with Mark. Do you approve sharing this? And when you click yes, then Mark gets transferred to him via a bunch of asymmetric encryption the key to see that vault. Then he's the only one that can now see that key, and he's also the one. The 2 of them can see everything that's in the vault together. And you can choose to share on a vault level because each vault has its own asymmetric encryption key. Separation of roles for techs. Techs are the ones that see their credentials, they use the credentials, they update them, and then with the sharing, they approve or deny who else can see the vault. This is the way this works. This means that we can't see, managers can't see credentials, but the managers do organize, sort, and put things in the right order, because another feedback we got from MSPs is that technicians will just move things around, they'll put things in the wrong places, and they'll make it really hard to find stuff. Somebody needs to be in charge of organizing, and that's the managers. Technicians can see stuff, use stuff, and they can approve the sharing because they are the ones with the keys to the vaults. Managers don't. They just request that a tech share it. So in this way, we have true shareable vaults. We have zero visibility encryption for us. Anybody on this side of the curtain, we truly can't see that information because it's all encrypted. And we also have curtains in place that the managers move around to determine who has what, who can see what, and request that keys be passed around between technicians. This passing of keys is very transparent to technicians. All they have to do is approve or deny the request, and the key is shared. All right, so this password vault comes from talking to many MSPs about what they need and my personal experience with an MSP and what kind of credential sharing needs to go on. All the same searching for credentials works. All the same organization in trees works so that you can organize the credentials how you want. It's the same copying and same injection of credentials, the same TOTP. If that is on that credential, we store that, we generate it, and if you copy it, it's available for however long. It tells you how long it's available for. All that's there. If you are interested in the vault passwords, and let us know. We can set up something and help you get started with it. The official release for this is this upcoming weekend. So there will be the hosting side of it. Management console and the central host will go out automatically. Self-hosted clients will also get access to this. For the time being, and for all existing clients, all existing partners of TechIDManager, the Vault Passwords is included with your current subscription. Whatever you're at, whether you're grandfathered in an older price, whether you are new, whether you start your TechIDManager subscription anytime in the next month or two, the vaults will be included. After that, the vaults are going to be separated out. They will be a separate product at a separate price. But existing clients who become clients before that happens will have access to it at their subscription tier. We truly believe that once you're a client, you get access to everything. We are not going to remove what you have access to.